Oh, hi there, everyone.
Hello.
This is a different one. This is a weird one. I am joined by the Kenner praying mantis alien to my Kenner primate alien. And we are just out of the theater for Alien Romulus.
Aliens.
My good brother, welcome to the show. First and foremost, welcome to our library officially. Thank you so much.
It's nice to be here.
I was referencing the toys, by the way.
Right.
There's one of the. This is the primate alien. He has arms and he also shoots water when you squeeze him. The the praying mantis alien. I need that toy.
Oh no.
That's the crab alien.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and the power loader. That's getting cut, but it's fine. We are just out of the theater for Alien Romulus, directed by Fede Álvarez. I did not look at the cast, name-wise. One actor I recognized, and that was the lead individual, who I can't even place where I know them from. But we do kind of, because you're new to the show here, we do kind of a spoiler-free section first, and then we'll talk our shit.
I can't just go straight into Act 4.
No, we can't. Act 4? There's 4 acts to this movie.
There was a fourth act.
There's a 4th act. Don't worry, everybody. Right off the rip, this is my second favorite Alien movie.
Yeah.
This is the second best Alien movie. Second only to the original 1978 Ridley Scott film.
Yeah.
Alien.
So I'm pretty new to Alien.
Yeah.
My only real exposure was I watched the first one a while back ago. And then I saw the game when that blew up, Alien Isolation.
Alien Isolation, yeah.
Then the trailer for this one came out.
And I think I sent it to you, and I was like, dude, look at this.
So I thought the xenomorphs are fucking terrifying.
They are fucking terrifying.
So I'm like, okay, I need to catch up, because this one looks pretty good. So I watched the rest of them in order, just trying to rush and get through them.
So that's Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection... Prometheus,
and
Alien Covenant.
So 5 I had to watch.
So 5 movies.
The rest weren't great, honestly.
Yeah, I like the second one, and I really like Prometheus and Covenant.
Prometheus was different, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Covenant I liked. That was a pretty decent one. Weirdly enough, I loved Resurrection.
Yeah, that's the bad one, which is interesting.
So
there's some Alien Resurrection shit in this movie, which is awesome. This movie is a really cool amalgamation. I can only imagine as someone who just watched it all for the first time, because I've seen all of these movies multiple times. I think I've seen Resurrection once. That includes AVP as well. I've seen multiple times. I've seen that first movie at least a dozen times. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. This is one of my favorite franchises of all time. And this movie does a really good job at getting, at least for a moment, for a scene, the feel of each movie individually. I think it is the first thing I kind of said to you after the movie was, it feels very much like it's, in the same way that The Force Awakens is a remake of A New Hope, where it just kind of has the same story beats. This is kind of a remake of the first one.
A reskin.
Yeah. With a lot more... I thought Covenant gave us a lot of world building. This gives us even more, as we see Weyland-Yutani as this kind of post-capitalist corporatocracy, which is... all that first movie is about how fucking stupid, not to sound like a socialist cuck or anything, but these movies are always about, isn't capitalism fucking stupid? And Ridley Scott has been very open about that. One of my favorite things is Ridley Scott wrote a very simple letter to Fede Álvarez, the director of this. It was like, "Dear Fede, don't fuck this up." And he didn't. This movie fucking kicks ass.
Another theme that I didn't recognize until I heard it was a lot of I guess commentary on sexual assault.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not a movie person.
Yeah.
So I don't really look for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But once I was basically told that it was there, I'm like, I definitely see that.
And that's kind of one of the reasons, Nikki, we miss you so much. We'll be on the next episode. Mwah. That's one of the reasons that this franchise is like an absolute no-go for her. Mm-hmm. And it's not even the xenomorphs, it's the face huggers.
Yeah.
But
it's just gross.
Yeah,
they're cool.
I see to a certain extent that I think specifically it is I think it is kind of all an economic and political metaphor for the most part. But if you look at like the original concept art, like they credit H.R. Geiger at the end of this movie, who is kind of responsible for doing a lot of the heavy lifting as far as what these things look like. Do yourself a favor and just look up some H.R. Geiger art. It's fucking crazy. It is very like pseudo-sexual. There's lots of phallic things. There's lots of vaginas in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the closest besides The First Omen to seeing a vagina on screen, which if you want to see a vagina on screen, The First Omen, great movie. Yeah, there's a lot of kind of undertones for this, and it just carries kind of the regular themes. It's definitely not reinventing anything. It's staying really, really true, almost winkingly so, which we'll get into with spoilers. But I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about it. I think it's relatively flawless.
It was a really good Alien movie.
Yeah. I think if you like these movies, and if you're welcome to the official Alien fan club, appreciate it, big dog. Start collecting the toys. It's everything that you could possibly want from a non-OG Alien movie. It's a return to its roots as a horror movie. This is a fucking horror movie.
Yes.
You cannot, like, all the other ones you can kind of go, this is a horror movie. This is a straight up, it is shot, it is directed. Fede Álvarez is a horror director. You gotta watch that Evil Dead movie.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that movie kicks ass. I will defend that movie to my grave. Don't Breathe is whatever, but I really like that other one.
So Bren and I are big monster movie fans.
Fuck yeah, we are.
We love monsters.
Hell yeah.
And that was what I was hoping to get into when I got into this series. The first one definitely gave me that.
Yeah.
The others, not so much. My main issues with the other ones was the feel of the first one was we got a monster, we can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
We have to survive.
Yeah.
What I did not like about the second one
is they're shooting them with fucking guns.
Yeah. It was
yeah.
Space Call of Duty Alien Hunter.
Yeah. And there is some of that in this movie.
We do get some of that.
There is some shooting
they
some
put
aliens.
A cool little twist on it.
It's kind of cool.
I kind of
It's kind of badass. Yeah, I can't say anything bad about it. So, that's kind of all I want to say, non-spoilery.
Yeah.
Go fucking see it. It's incredible.
Really good.
It's really fucking well made. The puppets in this movie.
Oh, I love animatronics.
Yeah.
We got some really good animatronics.
There is real light touching things in this movie.
Yes.
There are real deal sets. There is real deal costumes and props and makeup effects and creatures, and it's everything from a special effects standpoint that you could want. I think the CG that is in the movie looks stunning.
I think I remember reading that there was only a few points of CG, and that was like obviously space background.
Yeah, if they're like floating, putting things behind them, but like there's a lot of real deal wire work in this movie, which is awesome. They did this movie as much on camera as they possibly could.
Yeah.
And it's stunning.
It looked great.
It's stunning. I'm gonna say, Nikki, you might want to see this one. I know you never will, but it's great. It's fantastic. Okay, spoilers. We're gonna spoil the movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It kicks ass. Kicks all the ass. Okay, we're spoiling the movie. This fucking monster at the end of this fucking thing.
Oh my god.
So we kind of start, and we're on this Weyland-Yutani mining planet. This is what I imagine it's like to work for Amazon.
True.
And they're trying to get off, and then just when they think they're gonna be able to get the thing that was promised to them, they kind of raise the standard a little bit, which is true of most companies. And there's like a heist to go steal these cryo chambers to go to a different planet, and there's fucking gleep glops in the fucking thing. Yep. We know that. This movie plays very, very similar to the first one in its beats, because it's like the first 25-ish minutes of it, which this movie's hovering around an hour and 50, a little under 2 hours. It really takes a lot of time in the beginning setting up the world.
And the characters a bit, too. Yeah,
and the characters and kind of what's motivating them and the things they do. And then that kind of pushes to... Now they've all kind of convened. Now, there are a healthy bit of dead meats in this movie, which are just characters, and it's like, well, that person's fucking dead.
Yeah. They spoiled one definitely for sure in the trailer.
In the trailer, for sure. The one chest burster we get. Mm-hmm. Because the other one doesn't come out of the chest, man. The one chest burster we get is a thing in the trailer, so we kind of know that. As soon as I see that character, I'm like, well, she's fucking dead.
And it happened. Dead. It happened pretty quick.
Yeah. And it doesn't... This movie doesn't fuck around getting to the alien stuff. No. I love the cold open of this movie, where they're cutting this fucking brick open and pulling this gleep glop out of it.
The same one from the first movie.
The same one from the first movie.
Because it had the grapple hook in the chest.
There are a lot of... Not only blatant references to the first one, but also we are straight up like... Ash is in the first one. Mm-hmm. Or from the fucking Bilbo Baggins as a robot is in this movie.
As a CGI man.
It looks a little weird. It caught me off guard, and he's in it a lot.
Yeah.
And he's kind of giving them like, hey, previously on Alien, which is a little iffy. I could have cut those parts out.
A semi-antagonist to the movie, I'd say.
Yeah, it follows the same kind of structure of the alien shenanigans start happening, somebody gets face-huggered, the robot turns on the group, the robot then dies, and then just when you think the girl is safe and out of the woods, the alien is killed, then another one shows up.
Yeah.
Or in the first one, it's the same one, but... So we have a couple of these minor characters, not like small characters or young characters, they're minors. Mm-hmm. And one of them is a woman that is pregnant, which as soon as she says, I'm having a baby, I'm like, this is going to be an alien baby. Alien baby, alien baby, alien baby. And holy fucking shit, the alien baby in this movie. And you think everyone's out of the woods. They stick her ass in a cryo chamber. I did note that it did say abortion on the thing. It was like system abortion, and I was like, okay now. And this lady gives birth to an egg sac looking thing that opens, and there's a little baby inside of it. And the main character is like, oh shit, there's a baby in this thing. And it grows into my fucking deepest, darkest nightmare.
It is a very uncanny valley style of monster.
And the way they reveal it.
Zero sound.
They just cut to it and it's there.
Yeah, zero sound, hard cut, and he's there.
And it sits on it for like 5 seconds as like the characters like see it and like shit themselves.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrifying. The scares in this movie, the jump scares, like this movie is fucking scary.
Yeah. And the monster at the end, I think it's trying to kind of change how you're looking at it, and compare it to the was it Alien 3, I think, where we had the other baby alien.
That's Resurrection.
Yeah.
That is Resurrection.
So Ripley has a little baby alien in that one. And it goes to her and is like, you're my mama.
Yeah.
And it's like, be nice to her, like cuddling up with her. This monster starts off doing that.
Yeah, and then starts feeding
very
on her.
Very quickly changes.
Yeah.
And it's spooky.
And it kind of lends in, like, throughout the movie, you have, like, the weird Weyland-Yutani thing of, like, here's these two babies suckling on this cow.
Well, that is, that relates to the myth. Well, maybe not myth, history-ish, of Remus and Romulus, the first kings of Rome.
Okay.
They were raised by wolves. a wolf.
This is shit that I don't know, so crazy.
So I believe they're trying to make that connection with Andy and Rain.
Okay.
Siblings, and then one of them turns on the other. And then in the myth history, whatever it is, I think probably more myth. The one ends up betraying the other and taking over the land, essentially.
Okay.
So I think the whole chip exchange thing may have been a reference to the whole betrayal.
Okay.
But then maybe subverting it. And then it was just straight up a reference to have the seal with the wolf and the two kids.
Yeah.
That's where the name...
And you say you're not a movie guy. What the fuck is this? This is incredible.
I'm a myth guy.
This is the coolest shit you've ever told me about a movie.
I love mythology.
This is sweet.
Yeah. So, I think there is also supposed to be another lab that was the Ramus. And this one happens in the Romulus lab.
Yeah.
Or station. But yeah, that's what that whole wolf thing was.
And when they go to this station, it's a bunch of, like... It's been destroyed. There's fucking dead bodies all over the place. There is the dead fucking xenomorph hanging from the ceiling, which is cool. Canon, these things do have skulls now, which is sweet. Mm-hmm. And then we also get a bunch of these fucking face huggers.
There's like at least 30 of them.
There's like 30 of them. Yeah, they're mostly puppets, and they even put out like some promotional material where it's like Fede Álvarez driving like a remote control one, which I want to play with the cats.
They look like that in the movie.
They do.
And especially the scene where they had to like be quiet and slow. They looked like they were little RC cars.
They are puppets, and they look like puppets, but I think they look really fucking cool.
Yeah, they were cool.
In comparison to the, like, what would be the alternative is they're all like CGI nonsense.
Yeah, which I don't want.
Yeah. Like, you get a lot of, like, when they're swarming.
Yeah.
Like when they're jumping out of the window like you see in the trailer. Mm-hmm. That's CG, obviously, but for the most part, they are puppets. They are being marionetted and driven around, and it adds because it's the actors being able. I think that's why there's really not a bad performance in this movie, and none of these actors are particularly big.
No.
But they're able to react because there's something that they're actually seeing that they're able to act against, rather than like a bunch of tennis balls like rolling down a hallway. Like, oh my god, each tennis ball's a face hugger. Like, it makes a difference for your actors. So, if anything, this movie should be a marker of use practical effects so that your actors can see what is happening in the movie so that they can turn in a better performance. Don't talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. But no, it's fucking terrifying. You do get the aliens xenomorph shoot 'em up, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, a little nod to the second one.
It kind of looks like the arcade game.
Yeah.
Did you notice that, where you have like the light on the gun and like the button where you use the grenade and shit? Which maybe that's just me being a big fucking dork, but I was like, hey, it's the Alien arcade game. Yeah. I don't know what else to say besides it kicks an immense amount of ass.
So, for about half the movie, we've got this one xenomorph that's hunting our cast.
Yeah.
And then they get to a part where it's like a nest.
Yeah.
And then we see the one coming from the one side of the hall, and then I don't remember if it's when they start going up the elevator, but we see like 6 more climbing out.
Well, it's when they pick the guy, they kill the one dude and bring him up, and you see like the first time we see multiple full xenomorphs, because for the first hour and a half, it's like, okay, there's one. Mm-hmm. One of the face huggers got through, it chest bursted, now it's an alien. Cool. Yep. The other ones, it's a reveal, because he's like holding them up in the nest, and then the guy turns his head and you see like fucking 8 of them crawling towards him.
I like that.
I out loud said holy shit at that part.
Yeah.
It's awesome, because it's like, for the people that are going in being like, this is a return to roots, and for most of the movie, it's one alien. Mm-hmm. And then when you get the big group of aliens, they are quickly dispatched.
Yeah.
There's like one big chap, and then like that's the one to be afraid of. Even in the scene where they're going up the elevator shaft at the end, it's like I'm looking at one alien, and there's more coming at me, and then those more are immediately killed.
Yeah.
So it's almost like these things are more dangerous when there's only one of them.
Yeah, the only time that I liked seeing more xenomorphs on screen at one time was basically in this movie.
Yeah.
Because, again, what I love about the xenomorph and what I think makes it such a good monster is how terrifying it is as a monster.
Yeah, and it's intelligent.
It's intelligent, it is tough, you cannot beat this thing, basically.
Unless you got one of these cool-ass AK-47s.
But the first one, this is a monster that you're not beating.
Yeah.
And it is wiping everyone out.
You gotta get away from it.
And that is what this xenomorph was doing in this movie. And then we get more.
Yeah.
And the stakes just get so much higher.
Yeah. This movie builds and builds and builds and has such an incredible payoff and such an incredible last scare. Oh my fucking god. It's the biggest jump scare I've had in a movie all year. This is my favorite horror movie of the year. This is top 5 for the year. Easy. I don't know where it's sitting in my top 5 yet, but it is easily top 5 for the year. Fede Álvarez, we love you so much. Come on the podcast. Mwah. And you really gotta watch that Evil Dead movie.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it.
So...
Have we said what the monster is at the end?
We said it was the baby alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this lady, there's like a weird virus thing that they make that's like a super healing agent that they extract from the aliens.
I believe it's supposed to be the same goop from Prometheus.
I would imagine it's the same goop from
the same
Prometheus.
thing.
That turns him like crazy.
But it was being used as like a healing sort of solution. So Ash told one of our characters to use it on themselves because they got stabbed and they were quickly losing blood. To use it on themselves. I don't know if he knew or not. He probably did.
Yeah, he probably knew the score.
He probably knew. But use it on yourself. It'll stop the bleeding and we'll be good.
To the pregnant woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the pregnant woman.
Which as soon as she fucking sticks this thing in her neck, I lean over you and I'm like, baby alien, baby alien, baby alien.
So yeah, we get that. She's got the goop in her now, and then we have the birthing. Scene.
Literally a birthing scene where this lady is basically ripped in half by this thing.
And now this monster is terrifying.
It is now we know that a xenomorph is the xenomorphs that we have in our minds are. It's a face hugger that is merged with a human, and we get this thing, okay? Which is kind of where these toys came from. What if they did it to other shit? Because we get that dog alien in 3.
In 3.
It is a birthed alien human hybrid.
It starts off looking like a baby.
Yeah, it starts off looking like a human baby. But by the end of it, it is a fucking 9 foot tall.
It has the face of the engineers.
Very similar to the engineers, yeah.
Which is a little uncanny to begin with.
Yeah.
But then we've got like the body structure of the xenomorphs.
The xenomorphs. And it's like growing the tail. Did you notice the tail is actively growing?
The tail.
Like you see it and it's like actively developing. I really doubt it, but have you seen the movie Possum?
No.
That's about the guy with the fucking freaky puppet. That's like the only thing that I could think about. I'll show you this fucking... here, you keep talking. I'm going to show you this puppet.
So, and it's got like human skin.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
It's so creepy. Fun fact. I found out that Jesus Christ is canon in alien lore, and he was an engineer.
Where did that come from?
From a cut part of the script for Prometheus. The reason that they wanted to like wipe them out was because they sent Jesus to teach the humans about love and all that stuff, and then they crucified him. I thought that was so funny.
Here, I might have found this. Okay, so this movie is, it's about a lot of shit, but for the most part it's about this guy and this puppet, and this is the face of the puppet.
What?
Yeah. But it has like a spider body.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a movie that I'm sure you would hate, but I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It's one of those, like, quote-unquote elevated horror that's about, like, trauma and shit.
Yeah. Just give me a cool monster. I'm good.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say. It kicks so much ass. It's top 5 of the year.
Please go see this.
Please go see it. We had a pretty good audience.
Yeah.
We saw this at a early access fan event. We got little pins, which we're very excited about. That pin is on my backpack now.
Yep.
And we see it on a big fucking loud screen. Don't wait for this to be like, I'll watch it on my TV at home. No.
See it on a big screen.
See it on a big screen. See it loud. Dolby is what we saw it in.
Yep.
And I would recommend seeing it in Dolby. We kind of recommend to see everything in Dolby.
Dolby's pretty great.
See a movie as big and as loud as it can possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next out of the theater review is going to be, today's the 15th?
15th, yep.
Okay, so The Crow?
That looks good.
I think we're gonna go see The Crow. So stay tuned for that. We just uploaded our out of the theater review on Borderlands. So go see our out of the theater review on Borderlands. Stay tuned very, very soon for our out of the theater review on Cuckoo. And also our House of the Dragon recap episode, which we have recorded, and it was like an hour and 40 minutes, and we're very excited about it. Comic Encyclopedia for Cassandra Nova is happening this month at some point, and then our main feed episode on me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. Because Olivia Cook, we love you so much. Come on the podcast. Mwah. Do you have anything you wish to plug or tell the people at home to go? You're just along for the ride.
I'm just here, man.
We'll have to bring you back for another episode for you dropping some mythology lore. We'll figure it out. We'll find another something else that Nikki's like, nah, fuck that noise. And we'll have you on for it. Whatever, man.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. You did an amazing job. Follow us on Instagram at Books vs. Blockbusters. Subscribe to this here YouTube channel. Tell your friends. It's a great show.
Sure.
Whatever, no pressure.
And if you have the Cinemark Alien popcorn bucket,
and you want to sell it to us,
and you don't want it,
and maybe the cup too.
Reach
out, because we'd be happy to make something work. We'll split it. You get it on weekends. Until next time. Blah, blah.